Welcome back to breakdown number 6 here. So this one was really weird. So this is the first breakdown I've got going on here with Season 5 and the new meta and everything. And when we were doing our placement matches, I accidentally picked Kinsano when I was going to pick Forge because, let's face it, if you're trying to win, you have to have Forge on your team at this point, which... I mean, that kind of sucks, and I can't wait for this hot fix to come out and change things up a little bit, but this was a really interesting gameplay that I wanted to share because I was really confused after this game. So you see a double Anders for their team comp, and then we have Kinsano, and then Brandon, BC Wolfpack, is running Serena. So... right off the bat, just do, typical kind of opener here with the generator and supply pad. Going to send out your Marines. Now, I accidentally picked Kinsano. I didn't mean to. I don't know. I don't think she's super viable right now. I tried her a little bit messing around in Timor and played a couple, it was a 3v3 and played these try-hard 2v... It was 2 Forges and a Serena, and I'm like, Timor is kind of the only place you can mess around right now, other than custom games with your buddies. So, I mean, I know that people want to win, but I don't know. I usually go to ranked if I want to win, and then Timor I just kind of mess around and have fun with characters that you don't really see as much in ranked play. But back to the gameplay here. I'm not entirely sure on what to do as Kinsano, other than it's a hero meta, so I'm gonna get out a hero quickly and see what I can do with it. But I don't really know. I haven't used Kinsano in probably 3 seasons now. I didn't even really use her back in season 2 because I was really trying to break the meta and try to not have to stoop down to the level of just rushing redline jackrabbits every game because it was boring. And I actually just recently played a game as Double Forge because it's basically unstoppable right now. But I played a game as Double Forge after we lost to Double Forge, and we won easily, and it was boring. The whole time, we didn't even need to communicate or anything. It was just go up, anvil around anything they have, keep trolling them with the Forge Hog, and that's all we had to do. So it was a really boring game, and after that, we were like, you know what, let's maybe take a little bit of a break until things get fixed up. But nonetheless, you'll see right there that they're chasing down my Marines a little bit, trying to take me out. But I have my Kinsano mech, so I can take care of any Marines that they send at me. And we're going to grab Flame Wall because that's going to be really good countering any infantry that they have. And it is still decent against buildings, but I mean, after the huge nerf on that Flame Wall, it's not nearly what it was back in the heyday, of a couple months ago. But Brandon is he's Serena, so he's going into a kind of a standard Serena play here with the ice cream truck and the Marines, and I think he's also going to be getting cryo troopers because why not? You're Serena, that's what you do. But right now you can see that we haven't really seen either of the Spartans that Anders can make, and we haven't seen really anything but their starting Marines. And I'm trying to scout them out a little bit here, see if I can catch anything off guard, but I just don't see any units. And if you watched my my third breakdown video on how to counter Anders, you would have seen that you have to hit Anders early so they can't get... Excuse me, sorry. You have to hit them early so that way they can't get any sentinels out. Because that's what most Anders try to do, is they try to tech up quickly and get a whole army of sentinels out there. So we're hitting them early because we didn't see any units or anything. So we're thinking, okay, they're trying to turtle and get their sentinels going. So, standard kind of thing here is just put Serena right in front of their base, press the Y button, and you've got that whole thing frozen easily. I'm going to grab an expo here so that way I can start double pumping Marines. Because I really like to get, if I'm not, how do I phrase this? When I'm using a leader that doesn't rely on units that cost power, I really like to preserve power as much as possible. Because the the conservation of that power is really going to help tech up quickly and get better units. That's the one thing that's hard. That's actually what makes Forge so good, is the fact that the typical army comp that you would run with him right now is, his Forge Hog, and then you're making, like Marines, or you're teching up and getting Warthogs, which don't cost any power. You're getting Hornets that don't cost any power. You're getting Nightingales that don't cost any power. So you have a surplus of power to get into Tech 3 and then get Goshhogs or Grizzlies. And that's what's making Forge so hard right now, is that he is so strong in the opener, but also can get to his late game units very quickly if you have the advantage, which 99% of the time you will, unless you are facing another double Forge. But nonetheless, we are dropping this base pretty handily here. It's not going super fast, but it's not hard. It's, we're just have our units there. We get to just double pump all of our units here. And look, I have almost 900 power, so I can spend that on upgrading my eco, because I haven't been spending it on anything else. I'm getting some Red Line Marines out there in case they send in case the other Anders sends over any Sentinels. I just picture Sentinels when I think of Anders. But we drop the base, and it doesn't say that that's the last of their base, of Light Blue's base, so we know that there's still more that we need to kill. But we do know that we set Light Blue back. I am stumbling all over myself today. We set Light Blue back, and we can focus on Dark Blue here. And you notice that an expansion is starting up here from the Light Blue player, because she's trying to get a base back up and an army to counter us. And if you notice, this whole time, all we see are Marines. And going Kinsano, I expected them to be able to get some Sentinels out and just wreck my mech, and I'd have Marines to try to counter them. But it's really confusing watching this, because you don't see anything from the Dark Blue player. Just nothing's happened, and we've eliminated that player with almost no support from the Dark Blue. You see some Marines coming in here. We're going to rinse those. And the Dark Blue player just destroys all of their bases, and then it's over. So this was a really confusing game to watch. I was really confused afterwards on why we saw nothing from anybody. But nonetheless, I hope you enjoyed it. If you liked it, go ahead and do all that. Jimmy Jam, like it, comment, whatever. But I'll see you in the next one, and that one will not be quite as confusing as this one.